Hello, my darling, and welcome to our night of poetry. Lovecraft's poetry lives in the same haunted corridors as his tales, rich with dread, beauty, and the loneliness of infinite space. In these two early works, Despair and Nemesis, he writes of ancient ruins and unending night, of the smallness of the human soul beneath a cold and watchful cosmos. Let the words move like echoes through the dark, and listen for the rhythm of eternity between each line. And now, on with our poetry time. Despair. Over the midnight moorlands crying, through the cypress forests sighing, in the night wind madly flying, hellish forms with streaming hair, in the barren branches creaking, by the stagnant swamp pools speaking, past the shore cliffs ever shrieking, damned demons of despair. Once I think I half remember, ere the grey skies of November quenched my youth's aspiring ember, lived there such a thing as bliss, skies that now are dark or beaming, gold and azure, splendid seeming, till I learned it all was dreaming, deadly drowsiness of this. But the stream of time, swift flowing, brings the torment of half knowing, dimly rushing, blindly going, past the never trodden lea, and the voyager, repining, sees the wicked death fires shining, hears the wicked petrels whining, as he helpless drifts to sea. Evil wings in ether beating, vultures at the spirit eating, things unseen forever fleeting, black against the layering sky, ghastly shades of bygone gladness, clawing fiends of future sadness, mingle in a cloud of madness, ever on the soul to lie. Thus the living, lone and sobbing, in the throes of anguish throbbing, with the loathsome furies robbing, night and noon of peace and rest. But beyond the groans and grating of abhorrent life is waiting, sweet oblivion culminating all the years of fruitless quest. Nemesis. Through the ghoul-guarded gateways of slumber, past the wan-mooned abysses of night, I have lived over my lives without number, I have sounded all things with my sight, and I struggle and shriek ere the day break, being driven to madness with fright. I have whirled with the earth at the dawning, when the sky was a vaporous flame. I have seen the dark universe yawning, where the black planets roll without aim, where they roll in their horror unheeded, without knowledge or luster or name. I had drifted overseas without ending, under sinister, gray clouded skies, that the many-forked lightning is rending, that resound with hysterical cries, with the moans of invisible demons that are out of the green waters rise. I have plunged like a deer through the arches of the hoary primordial grove, where the oaks feel the presence that marches, and stalks on where no spirit dares rove. And I flee from a thing that surrounds me, and leers through dead branches above. I have stumbled by cave-ridden mountains that rise barren and bleak from the plain. I have drunk of the fog-feeded fountains that ooze down to the marsh and the main. And in hot, cursed tarns I have seen things I care not to gaze on again. I have scanned the vast, ivy-clad palace. I have trod its untenanted hall, where the moon rising up from the valleys shows the tapestried things on the wall. Strange figures discordantly woven, which I cannot endure to recall. I have peered from the casement in wonder at the moldering meadows around, at the many-roofed village laid under the curse of a grave-girdled ground. And from rows of white urn-carven marble, I listen intently for sound. I have haunted the tombs of the ages. I have flown on the pinions of fear, where the smoke-belching Erebus rages, where the jocals loom snow-clad and drear, and in realms where the sun of the desert consumes what it never can cheer. I was old when the pharaohs first mounted the jeweled decked throne by the Nile. I was old in those echoes uncounted, when I, and only I, was vile, and man, yet untainted and happy, dwelt in bliss on the far Arctic Isle. Oh, great was the sin of my spirit, and great is the reach of its doom. Not the pity of heaven can cheer it, nor can respite be found in the tomb. Down the infinite eons come beating the wings of unmerciful gloom. through the ghoul-girded gateways of slumber, past the wan-mooned abysses of night. I have lived over my lives without number. I have sounded all things with my sight, and I struggle and shriek ere the day break, being driven to madness with fright. And this, my darling, ends our poetry time for today. As always, I hope that you have very sweet and creepy dreams.